read.
Okay, where are we?
We're up to Posuk Zayin. We're describing all the, Rashi says 13, actually 15 different types of materials which are going to be used for the Mikdash.
Avnei Shoham.
No, actually we're up to, I'm sorry, Posuk, my correction. We're up to Posuk Hey.
Okay.
Posuk Hey.
Va'asu li.
No, that's Ches. Posuk Hey.
I'm sorry, one before. Okay. Thank you.
Va'oros.
Okay. Va'oros elim ma'adamim. Va'oros techashim. Avnei. No, I'm sorry. Va'atzei shitim. Okay, and ram skins that are dyed red.
Red dyed ram skins. Va'oros techashim and
Techashim skins and shittim wood.
right. Okay, let's see the Rashi.
Okay, dyed red, ma'adamim. Tzavulos hayu adam la'achar ibudam. They were dyed red after their tanning.
Right.
Techashim.
One second now, Rashi, I mentioned yesterday why Rashi points this out, because there is another opinion that says that the skins of the rams were made red, meaning that they would beat the skins in order that the animal would bleed inside and would turn the skins red. There's such an opinion. Rashi saying no, that is not pshat.
That's horrible.
Inhumane now.
Right. Inhumane. Okay, Tchoshim.
Okay. Min chaya v'lo haisa ela l'sha'ah. This is a type of animal which existed only at that time.
Right.
V'harbe.
Gvanim hayula.
It had many colors.
Right, different shades, right, of colors. Lekach metugam.
Therefore is rendered by Onkelos as sasgona.
Right.
Shisas umispa'er bagvanin shalo. For it rejoices and prides itself in its colors.
Right, about its colors.
What does that mean? What is it?
Sus. Right? It's way, look at me. You see, I've got such nice, beautiful colors. Okay? What this exactly, obviously Rashi says this animal is extinct. Okay? It doesn't exist anymore. Okay? But what this animal is, some say it was a unicorn. But anyway. Akopanim, that's what Rashi says. Okay? By the way, in Ivrit, you use this term, but incorrectly. Saskon, Saskoni means like, how do you use the term in Ivrit? That's best to translate it. Interesting, something like unusual, interesting and unusual, right? That's called Saskoni. But anyway, it does mean that. Rashi says it's sos al gvanim shel. It's different colors, multicolored. Okay? Actually, I think maybe in Ivrit they do use it for something multicolored. It's also called Saskoni. Okay, that's a shitim. Next Rashi.
Okay, and shittim wood. Umeayin hayu lahem bamidbar. From where did they have shittim wood in the wilderness?
Okay, now it's interesting that Rashi asked this question. Let me ask you. They used for the offerings in the Beis Hamikdash. Actually, one of them thing was nisachim, was wine, grapes. Where did they get grapes in the Mikdash?
Traders.
Okay.
Traders used to pass in like oil. Where did you get the oil from?
Oh, okay, same question. That was my next question. Where did they get the oil
Traders.
from? Okay, so you're going to say the traders. So why come you have the same answer over here?
Well, you can't say what.
The same answer. The passage you have to say that it was a mighty. Anyways, we're going to have, you need mighty long beams.
Oh, they came from Yaakov. When they went to Egypt.
You read the Rashi already. You can't jump the gun.
No, I've read it. I've read the answers. I can't read Rashi. I don't know Hebrew.
I do say, but so you read it in English. But anyway, that's what Rashi's going to, exactly what Rashi's going to say. So don't jump the gun.
Don't preempt.
All the answers.
Preempt. Bridge.
Yes.
I
I
find
don't see how he answered your
more
question.
difficult and having got the grapes there. The wood is one thing because Egypt, always imported wood from Lebanon, always. So there was a trade in wood. And wood doesn't deteriorate quite as fast. But grapes, we know, that when they brought them to the Beit HaMikdash as an offering, they turn them to dried fruit. They dry them up. Because grapes wouldn't last a trip like that.
I don't know, they turned it into wine. They didn't need wine. They didn't need the grapes themselves.
Oh, do you mean they made the grapes in
Wherever
they
it
made the
was.
wine in Hebron and they bottled it and
Making wine actually
shook it up a little
preserves
bit
the
on the way
grapes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see how he answered your question.
So when they got it down, they opened up the bottom.
No, so the idea is that
The wood
the
did it.
Pasha says that oil and wine traders could bring them. But these huge trees, it wasn't really viable for them to bring these huge trees. And therefore that's why Rashi's Kasha is. Where do they get these trees from? And don't forget, they had to have beams which were 10 amas high. You want to know what 10 amas is? It's about between...
30 foot.
One,
30
Is
foot.
that the sukkah height?
30 foot.
No, that's 20 amas.
20 hours.
30 foot. It's not roughly 30
I'll
foot.
tell you in a second. In meters, it's anywhere between about 5 meters, between 5 and 6 meters. 5 and 6 meters. Okay, 5 times 3.3 is how many is 15? Yes, let's say 15 feet.
Yeah.
Between 15 and 17, what am I converting? Well, anyway, something at least 15 feet high, each beam. So it's unlikely that the traders even running the, you call it? The route from Syria down to Egypt would be schlepping such wood. Unless they made a special order. But then Rashi says, gives a different answer. Why do they have this wood in the desert? Because shitting wood obviously is not indigenous to the desert. Perish Rebbe Tanchuma. Carry on, Matt.
Okay. Yaakov Avinu Tsafa Baruach HaKodesh. HaKodesh. Our forefather Jacob foresaw through divine inspiration. She'at Sidin Yisrael Livnos Mishkan Bamidbar. That Israel was destined to build a Mishkan in the wilderness. V'hevi Arazim Lemizraim Unta'am.
Not right. He brought cedars, which was shittim, which was a type of cedar, to Egypt. But not and he planted them. But Tzivo Lebonov, carry on.
Litlam Imahem Kasheyetzu Mitzrayim. And he commanded his sons to take them with them when they departed from Egypt.
Right. So, with everything else they schlepped huge cedar trees.
They had wagons anyway.
It was pretty heavy.
It
It says Moshe Rabbeinu, there was a nest that Moshe Rabbeinu managed to erect the Mishkan because it was the weight of each beam. You think about it, it was 10 amas high by 1.5, which means it was 15 cubic amas. 15 cubic amas. I don't know how much what's the density of, what's the weight of the average weight of this kind of wood, but it was pretty heavy wood. And so therefore to pick up something 15 cubic amas.
On his own.
Huh?
On his own.
On his own. But
Yeah,
it was miraculous because that he managed to do it. Okay.
And don't forget, he was 10 amos high.
Yes, Moshe Rabbeinu was telling us, but yeah.
Yeah, so
he
He's still taller than him.
Right, the Gemara says that
that's what I'm saying. So it's funny, how could Miriam marry him? I mean,
Miriam did marry him.
Shipora, how could she marry him? I mean,
Listen, she always looked up to him, that's for sure.
you got binoculars.
Okay.
Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss. Sorry
Okay.
about
Shlomo, you read yesterday?
Yes.
So I'll give us a chila go. Okay, Vav. You have time? You know, Shlomo, Pasuk Vav.
that. Israel did it yesterday.
Shemen, Pasuk Vav. Shemen Lamor, Shemen Lamor, comma, right, there's a sort of snap to that. V'somim l'shemen hamishcha, v'likteres hasamim. Okay, let's translate. Really? Shemen Lamor, what's that?
Oil for the menorah.
Right, oil, right, now once we're doing the Rashi first. Oil for the
Oil.
lighting. Right, Lamor for that. V'somim l'shemen hamishcha, fragrances
Anointing.
for the anointing oil, the lictorious hasamim, and the spice incense.
What?
Spice incense. Let's see Rashi. Okay? Now Shemen Lamor,
Wrong page.
so says Rashi,
Shemen Zayis.
Zoch, which was pure olive oil. Fine, right? Lahalos nertomit, to use for lighting on a regular basis. Okay, that's what it means Shemen Lamor. Okay, it had to be, as mentioned at the beginning of next week's Parsha, the mamish had to be Chosis Lamor, had to be specially crushed. It wasn't even pressed properly.
Once.
Once, well, just squeezed. So the first drop was the purest oil that there was. Okay? The Sabim L'Shemen HaMishka. Okay? Fragrances for the anointing oil. Why was it called Hamishcha? What does Hamishcha mean? Says Rashi,
Anointing.
yeah, Shana Limshoich Klei Hamishka. It was made to anoint the vessels of the Mishkan, the Hamishkan and the Mishkan itself, the Kadshe, to sanctify it. This oil required fragrances. As mentioned in Parashat Kisisa, it was a special, even though it was based on olive oil, the actual basis was olive oil, but there was a whole process how to prepare it. My plate is actually how it was prepared, but it was certain spices and fragrances were added to it to give it a very fine smell, fine aroma.
Aromatic.
Yes. Okay, Victorious Hasamim, right, for the spice incense. Shahayu Maktirim B'chol Erev V'Boiker, which they would burn, offer up every evening and morning. Mention the first of our Torah Tsama, the end of next week's Parsha. Torah Tsama mentions the whole, specifically the offering of the Ketores, which was an obligation to be done every morning and every evening. Okay? On every morning after, well, actually both times. In the morning after the Tomid Shel Shachar, and in the afternoon after the Tomid Shel Ben Abba. But Lashon Ketores, what's what it means Ketores? Ha'alas Kitor Usmuras Asher. Something which idea is to burn it, that it produces a smoke. That means kitor is smoke, usmuras osher. Okay? That it becomes like a billowing, it produces a billowing pillar of smoke. So it has a special properties. These spices have the properties, besides giving a nice aroma, also they have this, that's why we say male oshom, we say in the Pitim Makteris in the morning, male oshom koshu. Right? This was a special kind of, I don't know exactly which chemical it was, but you added just a little bit to it, that it would give this billowing effect, and it would come out like a big pillar of smoke.
Straight up.
Right. And
Straight
that
up.
was a nest that went straight up.
Well,
and it was
big,
not
it's like a
affected.
big cloud, big
Right.
mushroom that produced a big
Well, it
cloud.
wasn't
No, it
like
went up, it didn't go round. Went straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a nuclear explosion. It's nevertheless, it came out like that. But the point is, the Gemara says, and what you mentioned, Yaakov, it was miraculously that it was not affected by any of the elements. As rain wouldn't put it out, the wind didn't affect it, and it was straight up.
That was only in the first piece of Mikdash, correct?
That this effect could well be. But certainly in the Mishkan it was like that, and I think it was affected. Because
In
it's
the
one of
first
the
it was.
Asara Nisim, that was one of the 10 Nissim,
Miracles,
right.
yeah.
There's a discussion whether those Nissim applied in the second base of English or not. Some yes, some not. Okay. Mordechai, you read yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to give, what's your name? I forgot. Lou, yeah, please. Read
You
the next
remember?
one. Pasuk Zion.
Avnei Shoham, the ephod stones, Avnei.
No, Shoham, actually Shoham stones. Okay, the next one is Avnei Miluim, is the ephod stones.
Avnei Miluim, the ephod, the
Lachosh,
Lachosha, for the ephod and the chosha, the
breastplate.
breastplate.
Okay, so Rashi's going to explain what the two things. Okay?
Avnei Shoham, Shtayim, Utzrechu, Sham, Tzorech, Ha-ephod, Ha'amur, Biv'ata Titzaveh.
Right. In next week's parasha, Parashat Tetzaveh, when they made the big day kahuna, the priestly clothing, so they needed Avnei Shoham. Now Shoham, that was a kind of a, some commonly translated as onyx stone, but it's certainly a black kind of stone. Let me show you, see how the picture is here.
No, Sahaba. Yes.
Here. There's actually we quote this is what they look like. Avnei Shoham. There's difference of opinion on how the names were written. There were two of them, on which the 12 names of the 12 tribes were written. There's various different opinions, as we mentioned over here, different opinions. But the nice, there were two stones, one like this, so one was over here, and one was over here. It was like
On the shoulders.
like on the epaulets, right?
They're black.
They're black, blackish. Okay. Is onyx black?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's why they're commonly known as onyx stones. But,
And what were they engraved with?
the names of the 12 tribes.
And what material was that?
It was engraved into the stone,
Oh,
cut into the stone, and there's the.
there's some
as I would
pictures
say
that
there
showed
were-
it as being gold. And I was wondering-
yeah, it looks like yellow. They made it yellow over here, but the mass it wasn't. It was just engraved in there. And the Chazal say there were 25 letters on each.
You think it's
All the names of all the tribes together, there were 50 letters.
Uh-huh.
You think what is worth? 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 19, 25.
So what's the difference of opinion? What you said there were difference of what
Yeah, what was which,
tribes were mentioned in
on
order?
which stones?
Oh, I see.
What was the order? Okay? Yeah. Okay, so, but they were placed over here, right at the top. They were the shoulder straps of the ephod, and they were came forward like this, and they were placed, the shams stones were placed like, much like epaulets on the top.
So they were onyx, huh? Right.
Oh yeah, they're black, definitely black. Okay? Now, what's miluim? So literally, Rashi's going to explain, it means filling. The malot means to fill. Right?
Oh.
They were filling stones. Okay? So Rashi's going to explain. Why were they called filling stones? Al-Shem, see the Rashi?
Al Shem She'osin Lahem Zahav Moshav Kemin Ima.
Ima, right? The reason why they called that is because they were made for them in the gold a setting like a hole. Right? It was like a in the gold which surrounded each stone. It was set into a gold setting. So that gold it was like it was made like a border of gold with like a hole inside, and the stone filled up the hole. So that's why it's called Avnei Miluim, because they filled the filling stones. They filled up the hole. Okay, that's what he says. Rashi continues. When Noislim ha'even sham,
And they placed the stone there, the
Malos
malos
Hagu-
Havuma,
to fill up the hole.
fill up the hole,
Therefore, Kuruyim
Kuruyim,
Avnei Miluim.
Avnei Miluim. They're called as filling stones.
Right.
Yeah.
The Makom HaMoshav And in the place of the settlement,
of the Moshav, where the place where it sits,
the place where it sits,
means the gold where it sits is
Karui is called Mishbetses.
Mishbetzes,
Mishbetses.
which means like a setting,
Setting stone.
right, the setting for the stone. Okay, now, lo ephod, let's do the next Rashi.
The ephod, the la choshen, for the breastplate,
And
the apron and the breastplate.
okay, so Rashi's going to point out, it sounds that both were for both. So Rashi's going to point out, no, the Avnei Shoyam was for the ephod, and the Avnei Meluim was for the choshen.
Avnei shoham le ephod, but avnei meluim le choshen. But the ephod is an apron. How do you put stones in an apron?
So I told you, it was on the shoulder straps of the
Oh, right,
ephod, that's
right.
where the Avnei Shoyam is.
Gotcha.
Okay?
The choshen, the ephod, mifurshim, bivata titzaveh, vehem minei tachshit.
Okay? The choshen and the ephod are explained in Parshas Tetzaveh. Okay? Vehem minei tachshin, they're different types of ornamental clothing. Tachshit really means like an ornament, different type of ornament. It means in this sense, means ornamental clothing. Okay, let's go back. We'll go around the table again. Mordechai, please, Pasuk Ches. Pasu,
ויעשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בשכר.
they, let's translate, Vasu li mikdash. They shall make for me, the Jewish people shall make for me a temple, the Shochanti Besucham, and I will dwell among them. Doesn't say so we're doing the Farshim, okay? So Rashi says, let's see what Rashi says. Also li mikdash,
ויעשו לשמי
right?
בית קדושה.
Okay, so Rashi's made two things. Li, right, doesn't mean for me. It's a Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't need a place to live. Kodesh Baruch Hu is here and there and everywhere. Right? Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't need it. So also li means for me, means for me, means for my sake. It means this place should be dedicated for service to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? Also lishmi beis kedusha. Now Rashi says also mikdash is a term, it is a noun, which means that it's not just a holy place, it's a place which is instilled with special holiness. House of holiness. So that's what a mikdash is. Okay? Now, the Farshim, many Farshim ask the question, why did it say, Vasu mikdash v'shochanti b'seichom? And I will dwell amongst them. It should say, Shochanti b'seichom, I will dwell inside it. So, a number of Farshim go with this idea is that Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't need a house. Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't need a house. What is the point of a Beis HaMikdash? What is the point of a Mishkan? Why do we need that? Okay?
Can't confine him, he's everywhere.
Right, Kodesh Baruch Hu first we can't find it. Kodesh Baruch Hu is everywhere. So the idea is that the idea of a Mishkan, Beis HaMikdash, is really for us. Now, if a person doesn't have a place, or let me define it, really what a Mishkan is, or a Mikdash is, all of them really are called a Mikdash, is a place where Kodesh Baruch Hu, Kaviyachol, concentrates the manifestation of his presence. Which means, a person can go, Kodesh Baruch Hu is everywhere. But somehow, some places, a person, goes along, don't want to say, let's say, I don't know.
Astray.
Yeah, goes into Times Square, let's say. Right? You won't necessarily feel the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu tremendously. Right? Because people doing things there which are not necessarily indicative of the fact that God is ruling the world. And he requires a certain sense of modesty or whatever. Okay? So there are certain places, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in a way, therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a place that anybody who comes there will feel, wow, I feel the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu there. I feel it. There's no way of missing it. Okay? And therefore, when a person, that in a way will strengthen a person's belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Meaning, a person who visits the Beis Hamikdash, the Mishkan, the Beis Hamikdash, anybody will come out after going in there and experiencing this concentration of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence. Once he's experienced that experience, there's no question there is the existence of Hashem. Hashem exists. And therefore, this in a way will give him, invigorate him, will give him a source of energy, spiritual energy, which would keep him going till the next time he would come there. And that's the idea of the Sholosh Regalim, the 3 foot festivals. Why was everybody had to gather in the Beis Hamikdash? You give a person, because the rest of the year, a person is busy himself with mundane things. He doesn't necessarily have opportunities to experience the presence of Hashem.
Nowadays you're going to have the train coming out.
What do you mean?
You have the train.
Yeah, but that's a minute. Where's the train going to take you? I mean, I don't normally think. I was so, how shall I say, shocked and reviled when I got my Arnona bill, and the mayor of the city, he actually wrote, he says, we've been praying and hoping for the rebuilding of Yerushalayim. We don't need to pray anymore because we already have it. And what does he have? He has prints up a game or something like that with 50 pictures of how Jerusalem's been rebuilt. And there's not a single item there which has any indication of any Kedusha whatsoever. Anyway, I just threw the game in the garbage. That's what I did. Anyway, I call upon him. What? Whatever he's, I'm not condoning him because, I'm not condemning him because, whatever, he's got his reasons for doing what he does. But I'm just saying that he could make such a statement and say, well, there's no need to pray anymore and hope anymore for the rebuilding of Yerushalayim because we've already done the job. Afra lepumid, the Gemara says, right? It says, earth to his mouth. It should stop up his mouth and say stupid statements. Okay? I'll go upon him. But that's what we think. The idea of a mikdash is we should come there and realize the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It will instill in us a spiritual energy which keeps us going, that even when we go to do our mundane things elsewhere, we won't forget that tremendous experience which we had by entering the mikdash. And that will keep us aware of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's existence even when we're not there. So that's the idea of a mikdash. So that's the thing. Also a mikdash, make for me a mikdash that thereby v'shachanti b'seichem, I'll be able to dwell among them, meaning wherever they may be afterwards. The experience of being in the mikdash will remain, that they will always experience the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in them, wherever they may be.
So, I would take the exact opposite approach. I would say that just as we see that even though the Beis Hamikdash is just a building, we can draw inspiration from it. So too, any building that we see, we can draw inspiration from it. After all, what does it take to build a building? If you think of a building in New York City, which costs $100 million to build, it takes a tremendous amount of faith for people to get together and join in a project that's going to take 10 years, and it cost $100 million to build this building. That, to me, you couldn't have that without Hashem.
Yes, but that's not what the Beis Hamikdash is. The Beis Hamikdash is, it took Shlomo HaMelech, who was the wisest of all men, right? First, it took him 7 years?
7 years.
But he was doing his house as well at the same
Whatever,
time.
it doesn't matter. But the point is, in every single aspect of it, every stone, he said, this I'm building for the purpose of to dedicate a house to Hashem. So you're right in that point. Every building is a symbol of a certain degree of
Loyalty,
hope and faith which each of the people who are involved in it put into it. I agree with you 100%. And I can testify to that about this building itself. Right? When we built this building, right, it took a lot of faith to a lot of courage, whatever, to actually go ahead and build and take on this project. Akoponim, you're right, but on the other, the Beis Hamikdash is far away, much more than that, right? Every single little aspect of the building had to be, took the wisest of all men to be able to do it. Anybody less than Shlomo HaMelech, right, couldn't have done it. And even when Ezra built the second Beis Hamikdash, it was nowhere near the same spiritual level as it was Shlomo HaMelech's.
It took 30,000 or 300,000 men to build it. There were
30,000 men.
30, and the Lebanese building
Whatever,
it.
it was a major thing. Okay, we'll have to stop here. It's,
Thank you, Rabbi.